Our work around Aidet and all of the principles of Elevate are important to us at Vanderbilt because they are a connection between us and the people that we serve, the patients and the families who come to us for care. It means that we are more than connected through technology and science and all of the stuff that medicine brings to the patient encounter these days, but we're connected on a human level. This Elevate opportunity for us is one that allows us to kind of level the playing field, to make sure that every patient encounter with every physician, every nurse, anyone who meets us at a front desk, anyone who meets us in the hallway or directs us to an elevator is having that same human connection that we would expect even in the most critical of circumstances at the bedside. So it's for consistency. This is great stuff. I really think that this is the passion with which we engage persons who want to work with us at Vanderbilt. It's the passion by which we will engage patients and referring physicians who may want to come to partner with us. Not every outcome here is going to be positive from a clinical standpoint, but every outcome can be positive from that human connection. Whether there's the death of a loved one while in our care, a serious diagnosis that may be disclosed for the first time, any of those are the human experience that we're going to have in our lives, the people coming to us are going to have in their lives, but it's the way we come to it that will make the difference.
Aidet began at Holy Cross Hospital on the south side of Chicago in 1993. It began when a physician we had recruited, Dr. Evelyn Diaz, joined our staff, and she was with us for about 3 weeks, and she came to us very frustrated and said, "I no longer want to be a part of your team." And we asked Dr. Diaz why, and she said, "If we couldn't take care of our patients, your patients, any better than we do, then I don't want to be your partner. I spent my whole life becoming a doctor, and I truly want my patients to be treated well." With that information, we asked Dr. Diaz if she would just give us a chance, and I met with about 150 employees. And I think this is what's exciting about Aidet. It was truly created by the employees. And as we all got together, I asked them to think about if it was our families we were taking care of, our friends, our neighbors, what kind of experience did we want that to become? And we struggled for several hours, and when it was all said and done, they wanted to create Aidet, which was the 5 fundamentals of service. A is acknowledgement. That means we want to have a great eye contact, whether that person is a customer that you're seeing in front of you or it's somebody that you're talking to on the phone. We want to let them know that they are the most important part of our interaction and that we genuinely care about them. I is the ability to introduce yourself and what role you're going to provide in that care, to manage up and let people know that you're in very good hands. The average inpatient that's in the hospital for 4 days comes in contact anywhere between 60 and 70 employees. That's a lot of people coming in and out of your lives. The gift we want to give our patients is that they're in very caring, loving hands. And by taking the time to introduce ourselves and to share our experience, it helps our patients and their families to feel confident in the person taking care of them. The third thing we look to do is duration. We know that in setting time expectations is very important to patients. And let me give you an example. My son, who's 16 years old, plays baseball. And when he got hit by a pitch, he went to the ED. And as we were sitting in the ED, the doctor had said that since he got hit in the head, he's going to need to have a CAT scan. So as we were waiting in the waiting room, the nurse came up to us and said, "Mr. Dean, I want to apologize ahead of time. We have 3 patients that are ahead of you, and it's going to be at least an hour and a half to 2 hours before we can get your son in for a CT, and we truly think he needs that, so I apologize." Now, I could have sat out there and been waiting and frustrated. I'm sure if no one came up to me and told me, I'd be wondering, did they forget about me? Do they know why I'm here? Why do I need to have this test anyhow? And maybe maybe I would have voted with my feet. Maybe I would have got mad and even left. But by her coming out and reducing my anxiety and letting me know that, that we're going to get to you just as soon as we can, I was fine with the wait. So time expectation was the third part of Aidet that we believe important. The fourth is explanation. We found that with so many people going in and out of our patients' lives, every patient has a right to know who you are and what role you're going to provide in that care. So we trained hard to have each of our employees begin to explain what it was they're going to do before we did it. T stands for thank you. We want to be able to not only thank people when they come to us for a test or a procedure, we also want to thank them for trusting us. We know that patients are very anxious. My mom is 75 years old, and she still gets the Reader's Digest. In the Reader's Digest, one of the headlines were 14 ways to survive your hospital stay. So we recognize that when patients come to us, it's a time in their life when things may be not going so well. They're scared, they're anxious, they're worried about what's going to happen to them. They're worried if they're going to have surgery or they have cancer. They're even worried if they even might die. So patients are so anxious. And when we can reduce their anxiety by using Aidet, it helps them to have a better test or procedure, and it helps us to get a better quality outcome, which increases the quality of care that we're providing to our patients. If you ask most healthcare workers why they went into healthcare, I think deep down it wasn't for the pay, and I don't think it was for the stress-free lifestyle. I gotta believe because they felt good about helping people to make a difference, and that's what it's all about.